This is what your money would say. And I'm Lou Ann Fulmer here with Andrew McNair. So here's another one. Inflation. That's going to happen in retirement. We know that. Anytime you go through life, 20, 30 years, you're going to experience that. So tell us how you help people factor in that inflation risk with their money in retirement.
Certainly, we have to understand the impacts of inflation, and everyone's telling you that it's going to be okay because interest rates are higher now and you're making more interest on your CDs and money markets. And I'm going to tell you something completely opposite. It's a mirage. We've been in a long desert of low interest rates, and when we finally see this mirage out there of higher interest rates, that is a canary in the coal mine. The reason why your CDs and your money markets are paying more is because how bad inflation has been. And so, again, no one digs up their grandparents' CD from 100 years ago and says, look, honey, we're rich. They do that when you bring up a gold bar, maybe. They bring that up when you have a real estate deed or a stock from Coca-Cola from 100 years ago. That's when you strike it rich. And there's assets that have outperformed inflation, and there's ones that have treaded water. And so I encourage you to remember that the impact of inflation is subtle, but over time, it is like an avalanche. Again, my grandfather is the prime example. The man retired at 51 years old because of being a very good steward, never made a lot of money in his lifetime, but retired from the Navy, retired at the age of 51. In his 40-year retirement, he potentially saw prices double on many items twice. Because if you use the rule of 72, 72 divided by any number tells you how quickly something doubles. So if you divide 72 by 4% inflation, that means inflation makes prices double every 18 years. So in a 40-year retirement, you could see prices double, which is hard to fathom. So if your money's sitting in CDs and money markets on the sideline and you feel like you're making progress, sadly, I hate to break it to you, you're not.
I love that. Now I understand the rule of 72. 72 times, did you say times any number?
72 divided by a number.
By a number.
Tells you how quickly it would double.
Oh my gosh, how quickly it will double. That's fun. Thank you for that.
It is a fun little number equation.
Yeah, very good. All right, so now I want to move on to another risk in retirement, and that is taxes, okay, that people are worried about. And talk about how important tax planning is for retirees and the lack of it.
Sure. I mean, this is going to affect your retirement income. I mean, you don't spend gross at Publix. You spend net. They only accept net income at Publix. And so this is why we have a CPA in our office, because most families' assets are not tax diversified. There are four major types of taxation. There's taxable, which is like your CD. That means as you earn interest, you're just paying taxes again. You have your qualified money, which is like your 401k. That's money that's trapped. If you take out $1, you got to pay taxes. Then you have capital gains. That's like when you sell a house, you only have to pay taxes on the gains when you sell it. And then there's the last bucket, and that's tax-free. There's only 5 tax-free investments that exist to humanity. So in preparation, we meet with families that are 5 years from retirement or 5 years into retirement. And so when we're helping families, we're saying, hey, are you max funding those 5 tax-free investments like HSAs? Health savings accounts are triple taxed advantage. You can put up to $8,000 a year and it can grow tax-free. Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks. Luann, people have money in money markets that are taxable, that they're not max funding their Roth 401k at work or their part-time job. And I think, how sad. And then we look at municipal bonds and life insurance. We want to maximize those tax-free accounts because when we get to retirement, it is a relief. And you have options when you have tax-free dollars as well as tax diversification, a part of your retirement plan.
Okay, so again, planning. Now, what about this, though? Are retirees aware of the costs and the fees in their retirement accounts? And then how do you help people get to the bottom of that?
Yeah. The analogy I give is kind of like barcodes. You know how you search all over the place for a barcode?
Yes.
Because, no one works at Walmart anymore, so I have to barcode my own stuff.
I know.
I didn't know that I got a new job, because of technology. So I'm barcoding everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll probably unload the truck next week because no one works there. But, you're barcoding this thing, right? And you're looking all over the place. That's how it shouldn't be for your retirement accounts. I've met with savvy individuals. I'll never forget my original Sarah, that I always use Sarah because all my clients' names are Sarah to protect the innocent. So Sarah comes in. She has an $8 million net worth, Luann. She's got 2 financial brokers. She's a savvy lady. I said, do you mind if I ask some questions about this account? She says, yeah, I think I'm paying 1%. They're both financial advisors. I think they both do what you do. And I say, okay, I've heard that before. Do you mind if I call the 1-800 number and ask them some questions? And then she says, go ahead, go right ahead. She's not trained to ask all the questions. So I start asking about the sub-account fees, the mortality expense fees on this account. I start asking about the management fees, the admin fees. Before you know it, Luann, on $2.8 million, just one of her accounts, she was paying over $68,000 in fees on that one account yearly. And she was paying on that account no matter if she made money or lost money. And I thought, how sad. Here's this savvy lady, but no one has told her really what she's paying. And so this is why in the first visit with a family, when we meet with a family, we're telling them what we charge and how we're compensated and how that might look for them. And if you go 3 to 5 years working with a financial professional and you really don't know what you're paying, that I would encourage you to get a second opinion to make sure that you know what you're truly paying.
All right. We are up against a break here, so we've got to take a little pause. I want to give you that phone number, 800-848-8768. Call or text the word SWAN for a complimentary visit with Andrew and our team at SWAN Capital. We'll be right back with more on What Your Money Would Say.